Hey everyone! So I wanted to share that I'm hosting a new plant podcast produced with iHeart Podcasts and School of Humans called Bad Seeds. Now we have been working on it for the past year, and the first episode is finally out today. Now, Bad Seeds is about the growing black market that deals with stolen plants and really about the hardworking people that are striving to conserve rare plants around the world. And if you have been watching Plant One On Me for a while, you'll get to hear some of the people that we've interviewed already on the channel in the podcast, since many of those folks have been integral in plant conservation firsthand. And this is a topic that I have spoken about here on Plant One On Me, and honestly, through the encouragement of Liz over at Bee Willow, which is an awesome plant shop in Maryland. I encourage you to check it out. I really followed her lead, and I began donating a percentage of my Google AdSense proceeds on this channel towards plant conservation. So that's the second year that I've been doing this upcoming on my third year. So it's just a little something that I could do while showcasing these beautiful plants from around the world. And this was a topic that I really wanted to cover more on Plant One On Me, but it does require quite a bit of research and collaboration. Like, we really pulled upon research from all sorts of different sources. So I found some of that collaboration with the team over at School of Humans, who have been honestly awesome in the whole process. I mean, I really love working with them. It was super smooth, super collaborative, and also super professional, which is what I really like. And personally, when I look at it, like, I've learned a lot through the process, and I love that when I'm myself am getting like new information. Some of the stories I had never encountered before, and when thinking back on it, many of the stories that we relay in Bad Seeds are from firsthand accounts and experience. And we really aimed to share some of those human stories and some of the complex and corrupt structures that exist that perpetuate plant theft. So for instance, a couple years ago, police in Italy raided an apartment in a small coastal town on the Adriatic. Inside it were 1 million euros worth of stolen goods. And the goods weren't firearms or drugs or other contraband. It was succulents, specifically 1,000 specimens of Copiapoa cacti, all stolen from the Atacama Desert in Chile. And it's crazy to me that someone could just go out and just steal that many plants, especially plants from their native habitat, a particularly sensitive native habitat. But this is just one of many stories like this, because there's undeniably this growing black market that deals in stolen plants. And since the pandemic, it's become way more common and even more lucrative. Now, not only is this causing or spurring more crime, but this unscrupulous collection of plants is actually physically leading extinction among, for instance, cacti. It's the leading cause of extinction among cacti. And it's harming and going to start harming a lot of other plant species if we don't start to build awareness for this and take some action. Now, people don't really know about this, or sometimes it's really hard to get people to care about it because of plant blindness. And that's where, as humans, we tend to overlook the needs of plants in favor of animals or other human needs. But it's a significant subject because we lose more and more biodiversity from the ground up. And throughout the podcast, we'll be drawing real life examples of that, which are basically happening as we speak. So the first episode of Bad Seeds, like I said, is out today. And you could find it wherever you get your podcasts. And as you can imagine, it's a brand new podcast, and that makes it hard to discover. So if you think this subject matters and you like and you appreciate what we've produced, then I would ask in return that you give it a review after listening, because that simply just helps get the podcast noticed by more people. So I would say that's the biggest news that I have today. But I also want to touch base on some other points. I'm starting to move more and more of my Brooklyn plants upstate to Flock, which, as many of you know, is my second home, approaching my first home soon. And for those of you who don't know, we have a second YouTube channel called Flock Finger Lakes, which I encourage you to also check out if it interests you. And if I don't have a bunch of like my camera gear with me, then I try to juggle pretty much like 1 to 4 plants every bus trip. It really just depends on the size of the plant. And when I get them to Flock, it really gives me a good opportunity to relook at that plant, to repot it, reshape it, and in some cases restart them. So I think I'll probably be adding like more casual hangout videos where I'm just like focusing on a plant or two, repotting, sharing some of their natural history, my time with the plant, and like stuff like that. Think about it as like a less structured 365 days of plants with some more hands-on activity. So we'll see how many of those I could do, because quite frankly, it's like spring now. And once it starts getting springish and once the good weather hits, like I'll be managing a lot of outdoor stuff and filming for the Flock channel as well. So quite frankly, it's all just like a balancing act, because sometimes it's a lot more work to get the camera ready and I just want to like crank on stuff and just get it done. What else? Well, I'll also be planning more trips and tours for Plant One On Me in the coming weeks. And oh yeah, and speaking of trips and tours, this is the last call for this survey, but I'm thinking about doing a group trip a la Plant One On Me access style with like cool experiences in some part of the world in the coming year. So if you haven't yet filled out the survey, then I'll put it in the description if you'd like to weigh in, if this is something that you may be interested in. So it'll be like kind of like going on a plant vacation together, Plant One On Me style. Okay, I think that's I think that's all the updates that I have for now, but stay tuned here because I have another regular Plant One On Me video coming up tomorrow. And I say this, a load of times, but like, thank you guys for your support on this channel. I'm so grateful that you are stoked and excited and interested in plants in the same way that I am. And and also give Bad Seeds a listen. I promise you'll like it. I really loved researching for those episodes. I think they're really interesting. It kind of gives me a little bit of like murder mystery vibes, the way that we crafted and written it. So I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy how we've put it together and how we've researched it and come up with it. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments, but also if you could give like a review for Bad Seeds after you listen to it. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless and see you later.